Hello, welcome back to Fear, the podcast. This is episode 1 of what will be season 2. Now, I know I've been away for a very long time. My sort of willingness to record went right out the window. I realised probably still a couple of months ago that it had been months since I'd recorded an episode of this podcast, and I kind of started asking, why and how did I let it get so long between sessions? But I can track it down to a couple of things. I had a couple of last minute cancellations for guests, and me just doing a solo recording. If every time I cancel or have a guest cancel isn't really going to be very interesting, I don't think, not from my perspective, because I don't have a lot of things to update everybody on. So the consistency started to go out the window, and I was sort of beating myself up a bit for not being able to release an episode every week. Then also the space that I had for use as a studio was getting ready to be taken away as well. So I didn't have my space, I didn't have my guests, and then COVID came around again, and our whole family got COVID, and so I had to self-isolate. And then because of that, I was uncertain about being able to pay my bills. So all of my extracurricular activities that make me who I am got put on hold. I stopped paying for my jiu-jitsu membership, so I stopped training, and then so I didn't, obviously forced to stay in the house as well for a little while, so I didn't do anything. And that was the perfect time again to create more content, but I didn't want to. The other thing around the whole COVID issue is that social media was full of such negativity at the time. And to promote a podcast and a clothing brand and a YouTube channel and all those kinds of things were the last thing on my mind. I did not want to be on or around social media. And so I deleted them all from my phone, and I stopped paying attention to them because they were making me feel a lot worse. Even people I know, family and friends, were posting just nonsense, negative, false information stuff that was just winding me up. I shouldn't have let it do, but it did. And so I took my hiatus away from social media. But now I'm back. I've got some good guests planned. I've actually already recorded one session with a training partner of mine. He covered topics such as alcohol abuse and how he's dealing with getting past that and moving on. So that'll be episode 2. You can listen to that. That's with Tom Brooks. I have a very, very special guest. It may not seem very special to you, but it's special and important to me. He is the guy who featured a lot in episode 1. The guy who I talk about a lot, who caused or was a part of a lot of my depression as a child, a lot of the issues that I had. We've spoken a few times over the years, but we had an hour and a quarter long video chat a couple of weeks ago, and he's keen to come and talk and air out all the problems that we had, the reasons that he was who he was, and I can tell him exactly, the things that I felt and the things that happened, and he can help me to remember, the finer details of those situations and what occurred. I know there's some details about it where that I'm involved, so being reminded of his side of the story is going to be really, really important. And I think a really important thing to share with people is that there's always another side to the story when it comes to being bullied or not knowing another person's dramas or trauma or situation, and so I really look forward to sitting down with him and having that conversation. I have an actor friend who was diagnosed with bipolar, who is currently doing really, really well with his acting career. Things are taking off. He's getting some really good roles and more frequent as well. And he seems to be in a really, really good place. So I'm looking forward to speaking to him to find out how he dealt with the bipolar diagnosis, how he managed it, and how he's doing with it now with his career sort of taking off. And so, yeah, I look forward to the next few sessions. But as always, I invite anybody to send me some information if there's a story you want to talk about. If there's something you'd like me to talk about but don't want to come speak directly to me, that's okay. Also, say if you've got a story that you think other people will benefit from hearing, please get in touch. We can sit down, we can meet up, we can do a conversation via Zoom, however you'd like to do it. I'm interested in talking to people from all walks of life to see how they manage their day-to-day stresses and issues that they may have. Just to say, to hope to reach out to other people to help them to realise that they're not alone in their struggles and in their daily battles. And this is exactly why we started this channel, to try and reach other people, to help them see that they're not alone. And especially to the younger generation, there's a lot of sort of mental health issues, I think, with younger generations where they can't escape like the bullying anymore, with online bullying, cyberbullying, whatever you want to call it. Things must be sort of really challenging now. So I hope to reach some of the younger generation to let them know that things do get better and you're not alone. So yeah, if you'd like to have a conversation with me, if you'd like to sit down and record a podcast, please get in touch. You can reach me on email via fearbranduk@gmail.com. You can reach me on my Instagram page, which is Fear the Podcast, and soon to be YouTube channel as well, where I hope to post all these conversations up on there. I feel that a video reference of the conversations will really help you to connect with the emotion involved in the conversation, the joy that comes out as well, and really see how these conversations sort of evolve. So look out for that. I'll post all the information on Instagram. You'll be able to hear it via Spotify, iTunes, all those kinds of places. And obviously this episode, if you've managed to find it on YouTube, on the YouTube channel Fear the Podcast. But anyway, thanks for listening in. Thank you for all the recent comments, all the new followers on Instagram, and the interactions with my posts saying that I'm returning. I look forward to being able to do this more frequently again. But I'm not going to tie myself to being so consistent. If the guests aren't there, the guests aren't there. There's not something I can do, and I'm not going to beat myself up over that. I will try and be as consistent as possible. May not be weekly episodes anymore, but we will do what we can, and I look forward to sharing them with you. Thanks again for listening, and I'll speak to you soon. Thanks.